Okay, so today I want to do the basic setup of of how to install EAs with a lot of you. I observe a lot of you don't know how to install these automations and all of those, although we've been through this before with some of you. So for the installation, it is pretty simple. If you come to this scalable group, click on the group description, you will see this link I attached here, which says download EA files. So this group is just to organize all the files so that you can easily see which one to download without too many information. So we have this one, the LSE Logic, which is one of our newest EAs. And this one is our first full-on automation. That means it trades by itself. Do the analysis by itself, define the risk, then all you have to do is define the risk you want the EA to be taking for you. So that's basically all. Now, if you notice the messages I've been posting with Scalable, I've been in the Scalable channel, I've been posting messages to direct you guys on how to use it and everything. And one of the messages you have to take note of more is, I think this one that talks about frequent updates. Now, the reason why I sent this message is because of how the tool itself works and our job as traders. And if you're a trader, you know how market dynamics change. Every now and then you check for things to align with your method of analysis, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So the work is always ongoing. So we're trying to recreate that same environment in our automations. We need to be able to scale our automations. We need to be able to check everything with the automation to make sure it aligns with our strategy. So for this, and given that it is a new automation, we will keep on continually refining it. So for example, one of the refinements we did on Tuesday was on working to the risk to reward ratio. So initially, even if you target a higher risk to reward, the EA will target 1-to-1. It targets 1-to-1, even if you define a higher risk to reward. So we had to fix that one. And yesterday, this new updates, let me check here. This one, which I updated yesterday, which is on the 13th, what was worked on there was filtering trades. So not every trade deserves to be taken. Some that are no probability are now being filtered out. Previously, it will just check the bias, tell you the bias, and take the trade. For now, we have put condition checks in place. So some days it will not take the trade. So it is not necessary that it must trade every day, but it looks for more of one-sided days. Now, how do you install these EAs? It is very simple. All you have to do is download this file, the current EA file. So before you install, make sure you delete any previous existing EA of this same type so that you make sure you are on the correct one. So after downloading this file, locate it in your file explorer, then copy it, this file, download it. So let's say show in folder, for example. And this is the file in folder, so you copy the file. And then you come to your MetaTrader you want to install it in, click on File, and then click on Open Data Folder. Click on Open Data Folder, then click on MQL4, click on Expert, and then Ctrl-V, paste it. Just paste it in this folder. That is all you need to do. After pasting it in that folder, come to this navigation bar here. Under the Expert Advisor, just click and refresh, or just refresh from anywhere on your chart. After you refresh, you will spot the EA here. Now, for you to use it, all you have to do is drag to screen. So the version which is with you guys is this version 5. So I normally arrange them in versions so that I'll be able to track my progress and the works I've been doing. It is the version 4 and version 5 as well. So for you to use it, you drag the EA to screen this. So first of all, before I jump to that part, before you use EA on your MetaTrader, you have to do some few configurations. Click on Tools, click on Options, and then click on Expert Advisor, allow automated trading, then disable these two options, and then allow DLL imports. Click on OK. And after doing that, drag the EA to screen. So this is a shortcut to where you enable or disable automated trading. So if you click on this and it shows red, that means automated trading will not be carried out. If you click on it this way, it will be carried out. So for you to turn it off, if the EA is on your screen, for you to turn it off, for it to not execute or anything, just click here. That will turn the EA off. Click here to turn it on. Now, this specific LSE Logic, we only use it to trade these specific assets, London and Euro equities. And which one specifically? The FTSE and the DAX index. The FTSE is the UK 100 and DAX is German 30, which is the 30 in our platform. So take note, don't use it to trade Euro USD. Don't use it to trade anything outside these two assets. It was specially designed and formulated for these assets. And how do you use it to trade? Very simple. There are two modules of trade in the EA currently. So let me do it afresh. For you to trade with the EA, after going through the tools, that configuration I just showed you guys, then drag the EA to screen. This is all you need to do. Drag the EA to screen and define your risk. So let's say you are in a $1,000 account and you want to risk $10 per trade. You impute 1%. As you can see, the default input is a very low risk. So let's say maybe now the smaller the account you trade, the more risk you probably will have to take in respect to the risk per trade. Because come to think of it, you will not be able to risk a 1% of $10 and be able to open trade. 1% of $10, that would be something like $0.1 risk, which cannot size any reasonable trade. So the EA will not be able to open a trade with such configuration. So for example, if you impute, let me impute such figure that cannot open trade, you see the EA pop up an error. Okay, I think the market is closed already. Fine. But when you impute an input that will not be able to execute a trade, you see an error pop up here. It will be displayed in red that either your balance or your risk is too low. So once you see that error, just know your configuration on the risk part is not proper. The risk is too low or your balance is too low. Because think of it, you can risk 1% of 1,000 and that would be $10. But 1% of $10 is 0.1, which cannot open a reasonable trade. So it's either you adjust the risk or you adjust your balance, add to your deposit so that the specific percentage you're risking will be more substantial for the EA to be able to open trade with it. So we have this is your major work. So I've been giving you people a very simple formula to calculate risk. Let's see the calculator here, system. I have the calculator app. I'll show you guys a simple formula to use to calculate your risk. So let's say you have $1,000 and you want to risk $20 per trade. So for you to calculate which of the percentage you impute here, that will be 20 divided by your total portfolio. That means the risk amount divided by your total portfolio. And this is it multiplied by 100. That is your percentage risk. So 2% is $20 in a $1,000 portfolio. So you come here, you impute the results of your calculation as your risk. So take note, you will know the specific amount you want to risk. Now, our job as traders using this EA is just defining our risk. That's all. So the EA module is strong enough. The EA logic and entries, so far so good, has been strong enough to make anybody here a reasonably successful trader. So for example, let us look back at last few series of performance from this EA. Just like I said, everything here is automated. So it will take the trade by itself, everything by itself, the risk management. Or you can do well to close your trades by yourself after it takes the trade. So for the first entry, it is exactly 9 o'clock Nigerian time. And the second entry, 45 minutes after 9 o'clock Nigerian time. Let me increase this text size. Fine. So this second entry, I turn it off by default because we are still working on it. By the time I am done, you will see the post in the scalable group, so you guys can start enabling it then. Currently, you can still enable it and still use it, but the logic is not strong and smooth enough. But once it is smooth enough, I will give you guys a go ahead so you can start using the entry tool logic. But for you to use the entry tool, for you to get idea of the logic, just calculate 45 minutes to 22 minutes after 45 minutes to pick an entry. So that means within 9:45 to 10:08, look for entry that supports the specified buyers that the EA gave. So these basic configurations, text size, look back there. So basically the look back is previous trades the EA has taken, where it took them from, signal, and all of those. So this is where you determine the look back. So currently it's defined as maximum of 1 to 10 days. Once you see that, you start seeing some glitches, given the number of candles MT4 can process and all of those. Then markup color, the color of the markup. If you want to change the color, this is where you do it. Easy. So these are just the analytical parts. And then this, the most important part for traders, you define your risk. And then this one, the risk to reward. So what this one simply means is how many multiples of the risk are you targeting? So in this case, since you are risking 2%, simply means 2 times 3, that's 6. That means your profit target is 6%. So this is the multiples of the risk. So if I say 3 multiples of my risk, that means I'm targeting times 3 of what I'm risking here. If I put it times 1, that means I'm targeting 2% as well. If I put it times 2, that means I'm targeting times 2 of 2% as my risk. So this is equal risk, equal reward. This is, 1 is equal risk, equal reward. That means you risk $100 to make $100. 2 means you risk $100 to make $200, to target to make $200. So 3 is the default input. So for this first entry, which is the entry 1, the first entry, which is the entry 1, it is not, you cannot turn it off or on. It is automatic with the EA. You only turn off the second one. So that first entry, you can complement managing that one by yourself in terms of taking profits or closing partials. So 9 o'clock should be on your chart prior to 9 o'clock. If you want to use the EA, make sure it is running before 9 o'clock, at least 5 minutes before 9 o'clock, so that you can be able to plot, connect to internet and everything. And it will plot out the analysis, do everything, and make the entries. All you have to do is define your risk and make sure auto trading is enabled and your system is connected and it's not sleeping. Make sure it is on and active. Take note and then define that. So this time adjustment input is an input we use to correct the timing once there is a change in time, maybe due to DST time adjustment, daylight saving time adjustments, and all of those. So we use all broker time change. We use this to adjust the input. So currently, for the server I shared with you guys, this is correct according to the server. Now we have 2 entry style, aggressive and the conservative entry. Currently, it is in the conservative by default. Now the aggressive make use of tighter stop loss and bigger lot size, but same risk. So you know this normal thing, you can risk, if you risk, let's say, if you're taking $100 risk and your risk is 10 pips, yeah, your lot size will be 1 lot. But if you are taking this is basic lot size calculation now, not in respect to just the EA. So $100, 1 lot size moves $10 per pip. So 1 times 10, $10 per pip, and so 10 divided by 100. If you're taking $100 risk, 100 divided by 10, that means this $100 will be exhausted in 10 pips movements. But then come to think of it, if it is a 5 pips movement, a 5 pips risk, that simply means your lot size will be 2 lot size. The lot size will be 2 lot size, 2, which is $20 per pip. So 100 divided by 20 per pip. This is 5 pips. Now you are in a 2-lot size position, no longer a 1-lot, but take note the risk amount is the same. So that is the difference here. If you're using a conservative entry, you have the normal method of analysis that we do, and the stop loss, projecting it at the low below, times 1.6 of the low below the 9 a.m. candle, all of those, all above it, depend on the bias. So it is conservative, but when you're using the aggressive, it makes use of a smaller range of stop loss so that it will be able to give you bigger lot size. So it depends on the analysis. There are some times where both of them will converge. Sometimes the whole setup, stop loss for the setup will be very narrow. And that is why I think on Monday, our trade went our way, but we were taken out with spread. Price did not get there. What got there was spread. So yeah, some setups will typically have very tiny stop losses, right? So should understand that. So if you're using the aggressive module, you will possibly hit more stop loss, but on a good day, you easily run up higher risk to reward. You easily run up larger PNLs when you're using the aggressive. So I think we are all past the stage of, I'm sorry, let me post this link somewhere. Okay, so we are all past that stage where we think winning every trade is the only method of being profitable. In fact, that is the most difficult method of being profitable. So the easiest way to do it is here, our risk to reward ratio. Target more than you're risking. That's it. Target more than you're risking, and it will require less accuracy from you. So if you're using the aggressive risk to reward, then make sure you're targeting reasonable risk to reward ratio. 3 is fine, and go as high as 5, 10, any amount. Just make sure you're targeting something larger than the average if you're going for aggressive. So that's on a good day. Because come to think about it, let's do a simulated thought. Oh, I close my calculator. Let me open it back. So let's use the previous scenario, 2 people, one using aggressive, one using conservative. So the aggressive is risking $100 but 2-lot size. The conservative risking $100 but 1-lot size. Now, this, let's say the person using aggressive targeted a 1 to 5, 2-lot, that is $20 per pip, and then the trade was able to actually do, let's say, ratio 5, or okay, let's say ratio 5, for example. That would be 5 multiples of the risk. The risk was $100, the lot size was 2. So ratio 5 of the risk, simple, that would be a simple 500, a quick 500. Then the other person, let's say conservative, 1:2, that will be $200 profit. $100, 2 multiples of the reward, that will be $200 profit. Fine. So, but the person using the aggressive will tend to have lower strike rate because he's using a tighter stop loss. He's using a tighter stop loss. So our whole focus here as traders is here, this risk per trade. So let me go over the model again for you, how you should trade. Simple. Once you determine how many times you want to use our account to trade, or how much you want to risk per trade. So let's go over it again. You funded $200, and then you want to trade this $200. Let's say you want to split it across next week, 5 trading days. You want to risk it across the 5 trading days next week. So you simply divide 200 divided by 5. Boom, that gives you $40 risk per day. So 40 divided by 200, that will give you the exact percentage to impute in the EA times 100. Boom, there you have it, 20%. You come here, you impute your 20%. And then your risk to reward multiples, target something. Depends on you. You can leave it at the default, which is 3. And select which model you want to use. Understand this one, you hit more stop loss, but you run larger PNL. So less strike rate for larger PNL. This one, higher strike rate, average PNL. So you determine which one suits your psychology. Fine. So this is the basic configuration. So there is, please stop drawing on my screen. Whoever is drawing on my screen, for thou can be kicked out. I don't even know how to remove that from my screen. you know you did that, kindly delete it. Okay, you see, so it's okay. Remove that. Fine. So that is the basic review of the EA and how to install it. I have given you guys those information so far. Now let us review before we end the session. Let us review the performance from this EA. Okay, let me increase the text size so you guys can see properly. Here's the look back days. Okay, the look back days for this week due to the time shifts. Let me just look back from on Monday. Just see it. Okay, fine. I think Monday might be wrong because the time change was from Tuesday. It took effect from on Tuesday, this broker. So we'll look from on Tuesday. Monday was a sell. Monday was a sell. But because of this time input, we'll look at Monday separately. So let's look at the previous 4 days first, which is Tuesday till date. And then we'll look at Monday by adjusting the input to tally with Monday. So Tuesday till date, this is what we had on Tuesday from the EA. Tuesday, D4, day 4. And this is what the EA projected, and this is the trade it took. Detected the sell bias, and you can see the whole move. That's on Tuesday. Let's not dwell too much. You can calculate your risk to reward, PNL, anything that you think might have been possibility from that trade, but you can see from the EA prediction and what happened. Then this day again, see it again, gave a sell anticipation. So that means the entry is here. And you can see the move. So you see, fine. This is, let me go back to Tuesday and explain something. So just like I explained, the first entry is a quick scalp. Immediately the EA gives the signal, it enters into the trade and it is a quick scalp. So take note. Depends, if you are very patient, you can decide to hold this position all through. But especially if you want to hold the position, make sure you are using the conservative. So yeah, because many of the times it might retrace back to the entry and knock you out. So if you want to hold the position, just use the conservative. Now, this first entry usually is a quick scalp. You enter, the stop loss is tight and all of those. You see instant reaction. You want to scale out some profits or close your positions and wait till 9:45 and then you look for entry according to your model. So currently I'm still coding the logic for the model for the entry tool. So it is not automated fully yet. It is there already, it works, but it is not according to my standard and taste yet, to my proper taste yet. So that is why I turned it off automatically. But take note, this first trade is a quick scalp, and this first trade is sufficient enough. The discipline and everything there is good enough to make a trader of all of you, of everyone here. From the strike rate to the position management to the risk management, it is enough already. So on a good day, if the stop loss is small, your risk to reward can easily hit your TP and you'll be out. But if your TP is not hit within the first 6 minutes, don't hold the trade exceeding the first 6 minutes unless you want to hold the trade more than that, because immediately after that 9 o'clock reaction, the next phase we'll see within the next few minutes, we will see a manipulation move, an accumulation move, and a manipulation move. That means you see markets range and markets retrace before it continues toward the direction of the trend, and you can see evidence of that. Immediately after that first reaction, you might see retracements and all of those. So take note, that first entry model is strong enough to make all of us profitable. That is what, in fact, that is what I used most parts of the week, just the first entry. And then I also traded the New York Logic, which I will make public after I am satisfied with this model. I think, okay, I've made it available to some few people, but this is the model I am working on every day to make it firm enough and comfortable enough for all of you to be here while we work on the other one. Fine, so this one, your quick scalp, you take out partials. Let's say you're in a one lot size position, you can decide to close out 0.5 and set the remaining one to break even. In fact, the EA will set itself to break even. So just take out partials, just take out some profit from its position, or close your position and run, wait till the next day. Cool. So that is the concept of the quick scalp, the first entry, which is executed at 9 a.m. Nigerian time. And the next day, this is the next day on Wednesday, you can see the anticipation from the EA gave a sell reaction. And you can see from where it gave the sell reaction, see the reaction. And this is typical example of what I just explained. Take some partials, immediately you see a reaction because market can retrace and all of those. And you can see markets ran from the sell, start sell side liquidity and retrace. So it's basically met the objective. So this is something we no longer want to be doing. We no longer target trades in respect to price levels alone. We now do it. It is better to do it in respect to risk to reward ratio. That one will make you have better targets and better trading results rather than targeting and holding on to price. The price must get here before I take profits or this or that. We simply frame risk to reward ratio. We are in a business of money making, not in a business of prediction. So take note, we frame it around risk to reward, not basically just on price target. But in cases like this, when you see price has met an objective, you can simply take out your position. If you don't take out your position, the EA, if you enable trailing, the EA, once it sees that it has met, if this is enabled, this is the trailing I'm talking about. So if you're risking $20 and the EA run a position up to $20, it will set the stop loss to break even. Run it up to 40, it will set the stop loss to plus 20. Just like that, it will be trailing it for you. So fine. So this is the concept, the quick scalp, the retracement, and all of those. Boom. So this day, you see the buyers did not last. Fine. So some days are like that. Some days can even be spread loss. But where our analysis fail, risk management will cover for us. And the next day, Thursday, you can see Thursday is my personal biggest miss for the week because the entry was so sharp. But I think I exited my trade around here, posted it on TikTok, blah, 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 posted it in the group just for market to do multiples of the profit I had taken out. If here is plus 100, think of where here would have been. So this is the reaction from, this is the bias from the EA. This is the entry from the EA as well, as you can see, and this is the reaction. So far, every single trade I have isolated for the week, they have all been winning trades. We're looking at from Tuesday till date. Let's just check the one for today. And this is the one for today as well. It gave a buy reaction. Now, an implementation I put in it yesterday prevented the buy execution today. When price is in no man's land, we will not execute. So at the point where the 9 o'clock candle was opening, it was around here. It was around here. And at that point, price was not in a defined zone for buy entry, but it was in a zone for buy bias. So it's more like you pricing something and you see that, okay, it's okay to, I want to buy this thing, but it is not cheap enough. So that is the kind of filter I added to the EA yesterday, and it canceled out the trade. If you were watching it live, you will see no bias detected exactly at 9 o'clock, and immediately price got into a reasonable buy zone. It showed the buy bias anticipated, and that was when I went to Telegram to post to you guys on how to utilize that, whatever it was. Wait till 9:45 and look for your signature entry. Now, once this bias is there, any signature entry can be good enough. Be trend lines, breakout structure, blah, 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 anything. Just trade in line to the bias and do not hold your trade exceeding the London AM close. So take note, this London AM close is where this trade is supposed to last you. So if you look at it, many of the days, you notice that after that London AM, price will reverse. Look at this day, for example, on Thursday, we ran it into the London AM, and you see what happened next. Retracement of almost the whole profit. This is, in fact, this is like going back to break even. So take note, you hold the trade, not all through the day, but once you see this notification or once you meet your profit target. So take note, this is how the EA works. So it is very simple. Let me go over it again. All you have to do is drag it to your chart, configure your risk, and let it run. I already showed you guys the formula to calculate your risk. Now, I've had questions from some people asking, can this only run on system? Yes, it is an EXE application. This is basically MetaTrader on computer. So for you to run it, you have to install it in the designated folder I showed you guys. Just paste the file there and you have access to the EA, drag it and it will run. And currently, this EA is only running on the specified server. I will make more server available in subsequent time, but currently it is only running on that specific server I posted in the Telegram. There are various reasons why we do that. For example, one of the timings and all of those. So different brokers will have different timings and all of those. So to make sure we're looking into a broker or a specific parameter, we run it on one server or specific server. So with subsequent servers, if they have different timings, I will let you guys know how to adjust the input to make sure you're on the correct timings on the servers. Then, if you do not have a laptop or a personal computer and you want to run this EA, it is simple. You can use virtual computers. Just research about them. You buy them. Mostly they are on monthly subscriptions. You buy them, virtual computer. You use them. There are some for Forex specifically, but the interface is just like a computer like this as well. Same thing like this as well. But you will be able to operate it with your mobile device. I also think I provided some of you guys with link with the person who helped me set up mine. That one is online 24/7. So once you set it up, you might not need to necessarily reconfigure it every day. So you'll be able to run the automation there. You post a new update, you update your EA, delete the previous version. It works just like the system. Once you log in, it will give you the same interface like a computer system like this, but you'll be able to do it from your phone. So this simply means there is no excuse for anybody, from risk management to the entries, all of this. Most of these things are automated, picking biases for you, and you guys can see how good the tool is. So do not snooze, do not sleep on something that will be able to help your trading journey. So basically, this is all for tonight. Thank you all for your time. I'm going to stop this recording and share it to YouTube so everyone who missed will be able to access it.